We'll literally pay $200 for that, though, right, Chris?
I think this one, I'll check it. It's a Fluke 107, but it goes up to
Yeah.
600 volts.
How many
It's
amps?
got,
They have it for $123 on Amazon right now.
how much?
123.
Oh, there you go. So it's been
There you
a
go.
couple
What a
of
deal.
years. It's
But
been a
anyway,
couple of years that I've had it.
So let me
it's
ask you
really
this:
gone down.
is that I've always wondered, these lower end flukes, are they made in the same place as the high
This
end
is
flukes?
made in Everett, Washington.
No kidding.
Oh,
Fantastic.
sorry. Country of origin is China. It's not China. It's China.
China, yeah.
Gina, hey.
It's next to China, but it's called China.
Okay, whatever you
My
say.
wife was never a particular expert at computers, and so she wanted me to look up some herb or tea called China. And I said, "How do you spell that?" "Oh, it's China." And I said, "Fucking forget it. You'll never find it on Google because that's China." "No, but it's not China. It's China."
Yeah.
You're kidding me, of course.
No, I'm not. I hate to tell you.
Well, that
So the
was
question I would have is did you do? I mean, is there actually an herb called China that's spelled that way?
There is, and I actually ended up finding it using French Google, but yeah, it was really,
How about that?
well, it's
anyway.
just like back in the day when Japan was, before China came forward, Japan actually went to the length of creating a city called USA.
No, USA.
Yep. And it was all made in USA.
Noosa, made in USA. I remember hearing that. That was great.
Yep. Yep.
So back to my little quickly, just back to the porn stars show I was watching yesterday. The
5
Vegas one,
minutes ago.
the information one. I didn't realize that you over in America have had $100,000 notes.
Yeah, there was Woodrow Wilson was on the $100,000 bill.
Wow.
But
And they had $10,000.
but it never really got broadly into circulation.
No,
Well, not
It was only made for the government.
Paid itself, right, Chris?
Sorry?
If my history is correct, the government printed those and then paid itself.
I think that's correct. Yeah, I don't think they ever got into general circulation.
The $10,000 notes, the $1,000 notes did get into circulation.
Yes.
I knew somebody that carried one around with him. He actually had 3 of them with him at all times. But
Wow.
just as a
Try
conversation
going to
piece.
Publix and say, "Yeah, can I have a Kit Kat bar, please?" And
I have enough trouble cashing a $2 bill, much less a $1,000 bill.
Not many people could cash that, could they?
Yeah.
Speaking
Hey,
of
but
speaking of money,
about
I
conversations.
heard a story on the news today, and I wonder if it's true, that gold is at an all-time high. So if you have any gold jewelry, they said now's the time to sell your gold jewelry.
$4,200 an ounce.
Yeah, it was.
Now I would hold on to it for a little while, you know.
It's gonna
hold on to your gold
climbing
for a little while longer, you know.
Yeah.
The reason that
What's
we're
a little
seeing,
while?
The reason that we're seeing those increases is that the central bank is lots of central banks are buying gold and putting it into their reserves. So there's a lot of demand for physical gold at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had heard something that there's only enough gold in the whole entire world to fill up like 2 or 3 Olympic-sized pools or something like that.
I don't know the quantity, but there is a finite supply. Let's just put it that way. What that quantity is, I do not know.
Yeah,
but I just find it hard to think. I just find it hard to think that I could walk into the local 7-Eleven with a piece of gold and say, "How much is that?" And let me scrape off a little bit of gold for you. And I don't think that'll work.
But I tell you what, you walk into any jeweler, they know the exact price at the exact time that you're going to do the transaction, and you're going to get it.
Now, does that include like those jewelry stores you see in the mall, like every kiss begins with K and those kind of places?
No. Yeah,
you're talking about the small independent.
You get the, I mean, yeah,
the non-corporate.
you can't go in and sell gold at Zales. They don't have the cash. You know.
Well, let me
there you go.
stop
So
you
it's a
right
small
there. Let me
store.
just stop you right there, everybody. Just to say hi, everybody. 281 episodes. This is it right here. Thinking out loud with friends of SoundBroker. Everything you hear today is an opinion. So go into Zales and do your own research.
No. I sold some gold about a year ago, because frankly I needed the cash. Yeah, and so I got a really good price. But the price that I got then, now it's 3 times. You
Three
know,
times in what did you
three
say? How long?
a
In a year
year.
or two? Oh, no
Yeah, it's
way.
gone up that much.
Wow. Well,
Wow,
let me
that's a
ask you this. Let
lot.
me ask you this. So, so let's say I have like a gold ring, like my father's wedding ring or something. It doesn't
Right.
weigh hardly anything. What's it weigh? 1 ounce? Are
Well,
they
it
going to
depends
literally
on the carat of
give me
gold.
hundreds of dollars for that?
They'll give you, if
You
you
know,
have one
there
ounce of it,
it all
you'll get four
depends.
thousand two hundred dollars.
It depends on how much gold is actually in that ring. Okay,
Right.
if you get an 18 karat gold, okay, that means that 18 karat gold ring versus a 24 karat gold ring, that means your 18 karat gold has a whole bunch of other stuff in there along with
Alloys,
the
yeah.
gold. And then you get a 24 karat gold. It's like, okay, it's 99 point X or 97 point X,
You know
because
what else
there's
they
always
mentioned on this
impurities in gold.
in this
By the way,
in this news
97
story?
point X, that's one of my favorite rock and roll stations. Just
What, they're in Thailand? They got it there in Thailand?
I made that up. Do your own research. It's an opinion.
But what I was going to say was that they suggested getting numerous bids or
Oh,
numerous prices.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Did you do
Because
that?
there are people that a year ago, I went to 5 places in the area, and they're well known, for their. And I also know people, who've owned jewelry stores, so they came with me, and they were like, "Well, we'll give you this," and she went, "No, no, that's 2.7 grams." 2.7 grams at the current rate, that's what you're going to give them. And he said, well, I can't do that. We got to add 22% for processing. And she just said,
Bye
thank
bye.
you for your time.
Well, there
Goodbye.
are all
Right.
sorts of companies that advertise on TV that will buy you gold, buy your jewelry. And of course,
Oh,
that's
even
probably where
now,
he saw
I
it,
mean,
you know.
now we're getting in Florida, we're getting inundated. At least I am. It's almost as bad as buy my Medicare plan. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well,
here
that's
we'll
because it's
buy your
open
gold.
enrollment season, right? Excuse me. Right
Yeah,
now, it's open enrollment season for Medicare. So
yeah.
that's why you're seeing all of those
I
ads.
know, but I
But
blocked most of them, Jan. And I don't. Well, Jan, you have to have your phone open for your business, but for me, I'm not running a business. It's just kind of personal. I found this app called Cloak, and they go out to all the. You put in your information, and they go out to all the people that sell the brokers that sell your information to other people, and they say remove Greg Baker from your database, and they have to
hey,
comply.
that ship has sailed, man. That
Oh,
ship has
no,
sailed.
I'm telling you what, my last year versus this year, they also have in the app. They also an app that intersects my incoming phone calls, and if you're not on my contact list, they step in and say, "Hi, are you calling for Greg Baker? Please leave your message." And then and I get a transcript of what they say, and these marketers go, "Oh yeah, I ain't dealing with him. I'm going to the next one."
Well,
And
I've got some news for you, Greg. I got some news for you. Apple, in the latest software, has introduced that
yeah,
into the
and
iPhone.
this is far better than Apple. I already have iOS 26, and these guys are way ahead of Apple. Apple took
Well,
from them,
I thought it
the
was
technology.
17, but I'm not really sure what version it is
Regardless,
on the
iOS
iOS, because you don't
26
answer the phone on the
did that.
computer, do you?
Huh?
You don't answer the phone on the computer, do you?
No. But
Let me
iOS
see what version.
26 on the latest iPhone.
Yeah, that's what they're
just
doing these days,
introduced
Jan.
that.
They're naming them by the year.
Right. Right.
Like
They
Pro,
take,
Pro
Right
Tools
now,
adopted that a
no,
while
it's
back.
26.0.1
right.
is the
And
latest.
they
Go.
have
Hey,
that.
Paul,
Absolutely.
do you have an iPhone, Paul?
I've got several iPhones.
Yeah. So Paul must be really knowledgeable about that. Are you still going to office hours, Paul?
Yeah, on and off. I'm not as fervent as I once was, but yeah, office hours, global.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
John passed away. May he rest in peace. Nice guy. I got together from a few times when we were in Las Vegas. I didn't realize that he had cancer and passed. But
Wait, who's
yeah,
that?
it's
Not
his
John. You're
little
not talking about John Featherstone, are you?
no,
no,
John
no.
Preto. Is his
Oh, okay.
little group on Facebook still going? Are you still part of his little group?
I haven't really had time to focus in on anybody but my own life right now.
Yeah, yeah, I lost touch with that too. And John was like the archiver for office hours. He kept track of everything. He had a database. He knew everybody that was on there. And I don't know what happened to that, but he has an incredible database of all the people that participated in office hours, and he did that big rocket launch, and he had almost the whole group of office hours show up in the desert, and he had this huge rocket.
Yeah.
Were
They
you
did
there
a
for
great
that?
job with that. I
Did you
watched
go
it
to
on
that,
YouTube.
Jan?
I watched it on YouTube.
You were in Vegas. You should have gone, man.
I don't know
That
where
was
I was.
incredible.
Mentally, I was somewhere else, that's for sure.
Right.
So what
Anyway,
did he
John
do?
Preto, may he rest in peace. Great guy, really benevolent to everyone. I don't know what became of him, but he was the most. He had the attendance record until till he dropped out.
Yeah.
He had the attendance record on office
Well,
hours.
John was a
Did you ask
rocketeer.
me something else
He
earlier?
was a rocketeer.
Huh?
That's
Yeah,
what he was. He
yeah, the
rocketeer.
Rocket Man,
He
Rocket
was
Man.
into
Yeah.
rockets when he was a kid, and then he launched this really big rocket. I mean, it was like, went to the desert, it went into the upper stratosphere. It was pretty cool. I'm sure if you Google John
Yeah, it
Preto,
was cool.
Preto, on YouTube, you'll see his rocket launch.
Pretto.
PTO. Sorry.
Pretto.
Okay.
There's a lot of
That was John
clearances
Preto.
involved with something that big, correct?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you had to go out away from the airport lanes, where the flight paths. You had to be
Yeah.
definitely away from the flight paths. But speaking of, passing away, two people passed away recently, and they both left an impression on me. One was Robert Redford, and the other, of course, is Diane Keaton. And, I hadn't really thought of either one of them in a long time, but for some reason, their deaths kind of, moved me. And I didn't realize how much it moved other people as well. Um, did anybody have any personal stories with any of these people?
Yeah, don't forget John Lodge also.
Yeah.
Who?
John Lodge, yes.
Moody Blues.
Yep.
Oh, yes. He
Yeah.
passed
Yes.
too.
Definitely, yes.
What did
Moody
Lodge? What was
Blues
his
were go
role
ahead.
in Moody Blues?
Bass
Bass,
Bass
and
bass,
singer. Bass
and
and
singer. Yeah, he
bass,
was
and
the
sing.
lead singer
Man,
and bass. Yeah.
man, Moody Blues are such a heavy part of my life. When I
Yeah.
was a hippie living in Oregon in the dome, by the creek, man, we played Moody Blues all the time. We
Question
we
of
lived
balance.
on Moody Blues.
I've listened to that hundreds of times.
Oh
Question.
yeah.
Mhm.
Question of balance. Yeah.
That was
They
great.
played at the Agora, believe it or not. And
They were a Mellotron heavy band, weren't they?
no, they were before Mellotrons, and then they
Oh, really?
moved into Mellotrons.
Okay.
Yes, we're the
Yeah.
first people with Mellotrons on Yes Fragile tour.
They were going to play whoever's left in the Moody Blues, but including John, was going to be on the cruise I'm on in the Flower Power cruise in March.
Oh,
So I was really looking
Well,
forward.
if somebody owns the name, they'll be on the cruise. It might not
yeah,
be the
So
originals. I'm
did
sure
they drop
John's not
out?
going to make it.
He was the voice, and he still had
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So you think they dropped out?
All right, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they'll find somebody. Yeah. So,
He was still
Yeah.
in. May not be anybody left, meaning they may not be able to use the name.
it's like Foreigner and Journey, you know, how many, I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen Foreigner in about 11 different formations, you know.
How about Chicago? I just watched the Chicago documentary on what was it on Netflix or something the other night. It's a
Yeah,
couple
I
years
saw
old,
that.
but
I haven't watched it yet. Yeah.
but it's pretty good. I didn't realize half the stuff that was going on with that band, but that band has done a lot, and I
Oh
guess
yeah.
these days there are some original people in the band,
Yeah.
and I thought there were no originals in the band now, but it's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of
You know how the lead singer, well, kind of the lead singer, guitarist, how he died, right?
No,
I
but
know
if you
that
hum
he
a few
died.
bars
I
of
don't
it,
know the circumstances around it.
It was an accidental shooting. He's cleaning his gun or cleaning somebody else's gun or something, and shot himself by accident.
Wow.
now that to me is incredulous. How anyone can shoot themselves is incredulous. I mean, that means they just don't know anything about guns. You know,
Something. I'm not. Yeah, read up on it. Yeah, this is just my interpretation of what I saw. It was some kind of gun accident, and it was I think he did it himself. I don't think anybody else pulled the trigger. It's really horrible.
Yeah, but looking back, that band was a lot of drama.
A lot of cocaine. A lot of
Yeah. Oh
cocaine.
no.
No.
In the documentary they showed that they had a telephone booth on stage, and what did they call it? I forget what it was called, but it was like the Cocaine-a-thon or something.
Yeah.
They had some catchy name for it. They'd go in the booth booth, do a line, and then come back out and finish the show. Crazy.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't believe I didn't know that then.
Those
Unbelievable.
years, there's so many stories of those years. Fleetwood Mac had the runway.
Really? Okay, tell me,
behind
what's
the
the
back
runway?
line, all marble. I got paid in 8-ball. Do you want your per diem or do you want an 8-ball? Or how many
my
8
God.
balls do you want?
Oh my.
And yeah.
Well, it was a different time. It was a different time.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
than it is
And
today.
some
The
people
Vietnam
really
War was going.
succumbed to it, and they lost their gigs. I mean, one of the most respected engineers, one of my mentors, he lost his gig because he was sniffing too much. And that was Gray, and it took him.
Now, did he lose his
Gray
gig
Ingram?
because he
Are you
was?
serious? Oh, I'm sorry.
Hold
to hear
on,
that.
hold
That's a
on,
bummer.
stop. I got to stop you right there. That's an opinion for sure.
All
So
right.
everybody, do your own research.
Or it could be a rumor. Maybe it's a rumor.
Yeah, it's a rumor.
But it's
it's
not
probably a rumor. I would say it's
a
a rumor.
because I
would
also
say
heard a
that
fun
for
rumor
sure is a
at
rumor.
dinner the other night. Here's a fun one. You know Artie Conjero, right, David?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Jan knows Artie Conjero, right? And
I do.
The rumor they brought up at
I
dinner.
actually don't know him as well as I thought I knew him, and evidently there's a story from David's wedding. And then I'll get Ken. I'll tell you my
I don't
story
know about
Artie.
that. I don't know about that. But the rumor they talked about at dinner the other night was that Artie was in rehab for cocaine abuse, I guess, or something. He was in rehab anyway, and Paul Anka brought cocaine to him in rehab.
That is definitely a rumor. Do your own research,
Right.
But Artie was Paul's number one guy for a long time, right?
Right.
He was his production
Dan,
manager.
they can't sue you in Thailand. Okay, so
Marna and I are getting married. We're up in the foundation room in Las Vegas. We have a limit of 99 people, and Jan was there, and I seat him at the table next to Artie because they should, talk. Turns out he had no idea.
Who are you talking about? Who's next to Artie?
At my wedding, when I married Myrna. We had it in Vegas, and Artie and Jan were part of the guests list.
Okay, yeah.
Sat them at the same table next to each other, thinking that they'd catch up on old times. Jan never said a word to him. He didn't know who he was.
Oh my God, how about that?
I didn't recognize him. I mean, the last time I saw him was at A1 Audio. It was 20 years ago, and he didn't come up and say, "Jan, I'm Artie. How you doing?" And he expected me to know who he was, and I didn't know who he was. So I didn't really get into a big conversation with him
You
because I didn't
didn't get
know
into
who
a
he
fight
was.
or anything. You didn't get into a fight
No,
or anything.
no,
Goofy
not
like
until
that.
afterwards.
Listen, I got to
Yeah,
go.
okay.
When was this
Take
wedding,
care,
David?
David.
2004.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yes,
Have a good week, David.
Aren't you going to go back on?
Oh, wait, I'm going to
you-
get out of the car. All right, yeah, I'll see you in a few minutes.
Okay.
All right,
right,
very
good.
good.
I gotta go soon
But
too.
I
What
can't
time is it?
I can't
5:30.
believe
gotta
he's not
go at
going to
5:30.
a movie or something like that. What the hell?
I'm going to see a show. Jaja's African hair weaving,
braiding.
hair braiding. At the
Oh, Lord.
Now that sounds like a show I'm glad I'm not going to. There
Well,
you go.
It's very funny and it's got great reviews. So
Just a regular
let me know all
Hollywood
about
Hills
it.
couple, aren't
I'm
you?
going to get on in the car. Myrna's going to drive. I'll see
All
you.
right.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye.
Yeah. Well, remember, Myrna's an agent, not an agent, I'm sorry, a manager.
Right.
And she manages artists, actors, young actors. So they're very active in the industry. And
Oh,
Myrna
yeah.
won an award recently, not too long
Yeah.
ago, for being the best manager. So
There you
congratulations
go.
to her. By the
Yep.
way, it was
And
Bo's
then they
birthday.
cruise most of their life,
Oh, they're
whenever
cruising
they
like
can.
crazy. Hey,
Yeah.
look, now's the time. I mean, uh, this weekend I went to Bangkok for Bo's birthday. For her birthday, I
And
took her to Bangkok for the weekend. And while I was in Bangkok, I happened to notice online that Jan and Muffy Alexandro from Jan L Cases happened to be in Bangkok. So I, messaged them and said, "Hey, you're in Bangkok. I'm in Bangkok." And we got together for lunch.
Oh,
And it was great seeing them. And
Small
then they
world,
were
right?
saying, "Hey, I was talking to Eric Harris that you're here in Bangkok, and he's doing Mariah Carey, and Mariah Carey was playing in Bangkok." Excuse me. And I told Eric that you were here, and he would love, he wants to know if you want to go to the show. And so I went to the show at the Impact
Mariah
Arena
Carey.
to
What
see
did Bo
Mariah
think?
Carey.
What did Bo think about Mariah Carey, Jan?
She loved it. Absolutely loved it. It was amazing for her. And she didn't even, when we knew we were going, the most interesting thing is that Bo started to go to YouTube Music, because that's what we have, and started listening to Mariah Carey. And then when we got to the show, although by the time we got to the show, she had done all her popular hits, and now she was doing something from her new album that we didn't know. But Bo just loved the whole aspect of being in the show. And by the way, this Impact Arena is one of the biggest rooms I've ever been in. And it was L Acoustics, and we had second row seats, dead center. They really had set us up really well, and it sounded phenomenal. And I know it was an L Acoustic rig, because I looked.
Back in the
Good
day,
mix.
she could sing. Literally, she had like a 5-octave range.
5 octave. Yep. Her and Donna Summer were the two that could do 5 octaves.
That's just insane.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think she has that range
Oh
anymore.
no.
No,
I'm saying
no,
back
no,
back
of
back in the
course not.
day, back in the day. But and even
But she is the consummate showwoman. She does definitely do a good show.
Yeah.
has she ever done
She-
it? Has she done a residency or not?
I
No.
don't believe she's done a
I don't
residency.
think she has. No. It's she does. I think she does a Rockefeller Center gig before Kenny rolls in, on the holidays or something like that. Maybe one of the other theaters, Beacon Theater, or something like that.
Well, she's got one of the hot Christmas songs, so I'm sure she does a
that's
Christmas
it.
show every year.
That's her time to, make bucks. You know,
She'd be a great candidate for a residency. I mean, look at Shania Twain and Celine Dion.
I mean,
and
isn't Mariah Carey? Did you see any signs of her being a real diva, as in like yelling at her monitor guy or anything like that?
oh yeah,
Well, she is a
I'm asking
diva.
Jan.
That's how you describe her performance. She is a diva. She's one of the
off
divas.
stage too. You know,
I don't know
what
anything about her
performer
off
hasn't
stage.
yelled at the monitor guy?
But some do it differently than others.
No,
And
yes,
yes,
absolutely.
yes. I do have the distinction of being a monitor guy and then having the artist be on the cover of Cream magazine with a T-shirt that says "I can't hear my monitors." November 1975.
That's hysterical.
Nice.
I was the monitor guy.
Oh yeah.
That's why in-ears are. I mean,
There were no in-ears in 1975.
Oh no, I'm just saying. Now, I prefer in-ears over, acoustic monitors.
Performers
just
and
much better.
sound people alike have it relatively easy these days compared to those days, don't you think, Greg?
Oh, yeah.
Except if you get on like the big shows, because if you get on a big show, then you got to like have an RF engineer, whose only job it is like to analyze the spectrum. Then you've got some joker who is responsible for like making sure all the battery packs are charged and the backhaul frequency is running. Then you've got the actual guy who's
Hey,
actually mixing the monitors, and then
you're
there's
not paying
probably
for it.
somebody
So,
else, who's like looking at all of those three people to
That's
make
just-
sure they're doing what they're
Yeah, well, that's
supposed
just
to
what
do.
it takes to make it reliable.
yeah.
But I tell you, I went to that Axient demo at Shure, and man, that stuff is really, really nice.
Yeah,
I
I
mean-
can't wait until, they bridge the gap that allows people to upgrade in the fully digital, like what Sennheiser's doing. Sennheiser just jumped to full digital, full spectrum with
really?
their. Yeah, and Shure is half digital, half analog, which is good. And it's great, and it allows everybody to move forward with it. But if
what's kind of a basic rig at Sennheiser, more or less?
well, the thing is, it's a sharp distinction, analog or digital. Kurt's here. He'll kind of describe it in better detail than me.
But then WYZICOM is making a headway into that market also quite a bit these days.
We're talking about in-ears, Kurt, not oh yeah, go.
Well, no, any wireless basically, because
sure.
because Shure you can have a Shure brand new rig with part of it fully digital spectrum for in-ears and guitars, as well as you have you have also analog mics in there. So, but the thing that Chardelli has is, that's, I forget the Terra. What's it called, Kurt? What's Joe's Sennheiser?
Yeah, Sennheiser.
Yeah, but there's a special thing where they crammed a whole ton of bandwidth or a whole ton of frequencies into narrow bandwidth.
Right. But
I don't remember the name of it. And then Shure came out with their version too.
Yeah,
but
but it's
it
half
didn't
analog,
sound-
half digital.
Didn't Sound Devices start that? And Sound Devices is now part of DPA or something, right? Hi, David. We hear
Maybe
you.
you should put it on.
I think Sound Devices did.
You hear me?
was in that.
I hear David. Hi, Myrna.
Yeah, I
Here,
have to
Myrna.
mute David.
Yeah.
I have to mute David. I muted him.
Good thing. Anyway, yeah, that's the trend now, is to get a system that has lots of frequencies available in a small spectrum, right? Kurt, isn't that what the trend is, or am I speaking out of turn?
No, I think that's totally the trend. I'd like to see a pack that can transmit instrument signals and receive in-ears all in one pack.
Yep.
Yeah, that's currently two different
And
devices.
actually, I'd like 3 that does that and also has a wireless microphone, all in the same frequency range. You know what I'm saying? In other
That's
words,
tough because each element of that may operate at a better frequency range than another, or might require more bandwidth or less. So, for instance, the
yeah,
backhaul
but
channel,
if you're in digital, it doesn't matter. If the microphone transmitter is going to a digital, yeah,
you still need the number of megabits in actual, to get it over the air, irrespective of it's analog or digital. You have to
right.
have the bandwidth. But the big thing for me with Axiom, which I thought was very cool, was the backhaul, channel, the out of band management channel that allows you to, see the battery level, if the guy's got the, headphone plug all the
Like
way
data, yeah,
in,
data, yeah. And
yeah,
then,
being able to get
the great
telemetry
thing,
off the pack is pretty cool.
But
and the
that
great
But
thing
there's
about
so
requires
it
much
is
an RF
RF
guy,
going
right?
on right now.
And
There's so much
that
RF
requires
that you have to have somebody.
it requires a separate box, quote unquote, in the rack to handle the backhaul telemetry stuff.
Chris,
Well,
nobody's gonna
now with the big shows and all markets, you need an RF Wrangler. But I
That's
think
what we were
that's the
talking about.
idea
Yeah.
of the Sennheiser was that you actually could eliminate that maybe that person if. But I'm not really 100% sure
No,
about that. But
no.
I
if
think
you're
that's the
using that kind of
concept of it.
stuff, you're gonna
But
need a guy. Chris, no one's gonna take you seriously because your beanie isn't spinning.
uh,
There you go.
and and Kurt does the mic drop.
Do
Boom.
you want one,
Boom.
2, or 3? What speed are we thinking
Two,
today?
I think, is
I think
good.
2 is appropriate.
Unless you
Wow,
have a great
sunbeam.
Firing up head spin.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh, look at
look at
Kenny. He's
Penny's
going
got
up
one that's
speed.
even going faster than mine. Wow.
Uh-oh.
Wow,
All right,
man.
One's a
let
trend.
me get in position here.
You're
There
going to
we
give
are.
our audience vertigo. That's it. We have to be careful now.
Watch next week. Jan will have one.
Like a lot of, no, I'm not going to be putting one in. I got one by my feet, but I'm not bringing it up to show you guys. That's all there is to it.
Dave's going to have one installed in his car. He just, got to be careful.
Yeah.
It's called the
He's got a
sunroof.
sunroof.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
There's the sunroof.
He's gonna
Ken's
do a
was-
Tom Hanks on us, riding in the limo in big. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's
well,
good.
it's been nice, but I gotta go, you guys.
all right.
Nice.
Hey,
nice
it's
talking
always
to you.
good
Hey,
seeing
Kurt,
you.
look out for David.
Showing
David's
up.
coming
See
to
you,
your
Ken.
neighborhood.
Yeah, David. Have a great week.
Great
Ken.
seeing you.
See you, Ken.
Wait, you're
Take
coming
it
to my
easy.
neighborhood,
Yeah.
Ken?
David is. David is.
David
So
is
check
coming.
out, like in a couple days.
And he's
Oh.
coming with a gun. Huh?
Yeah.
So.
I'm headed to your neighborhood.
No.
Where is everyone tonight? I'm not sure where y'all are from. I'm in Hot Springs, Arkansas. I'm going to the Hot
Nice.
Springs Documentary Film Festival.
Ah.
Now,
I've
don't you
been,
normally live in Austin, Texas?
I do, but I've got a vacation home here in Hot Springs.
I'm in the
Oh, very
San
nice.
Fernando Valley in Los Angeles, having been burned out of the Pacific Palisades.
Oh man, too bad.
Yeah, it sucked.
I'm in
Sucks
Dunedin,
big.
Florida, and this weekend I'm going to Scoville's Worst Nightmare, Florida's largest Celtic gathering. So
You
Nice.
playing the bagpipes?
bagpipe.
Just don't
Wow.
wear anything under the kilt.
Yeah,
That's
be a
it.
true man. True man.
Spare me,
Yes.
spare me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only
And then
true
Wayne
men
is
go
down in
to
Wagga
America.
Wagga. Wayne, where are you?
Wagga Wagga, Australia, upside down.
That's right. That's it. And I'm right next to him over here in Hue, Thailand. Yeah, we got an international group here.
Where's
Yeah, we
Kurt?
really do.
Where's Kurt at?
I'm in the Seattle area.
All right.
Yeah. So basically we got, we're covered. I'm surprised
I
there's
went,
nobody from the East Coast. Normally Ken Porter would be here from Nashville, but he's
You know-
not here this week for some reason. He hasn't been here in a couple of weeks.
Can I tell a little story, Jan?
Please
Okay.
About
do.
what happened to me today. I'm
What
sitting in
happened
the
to you today?
All right, I'm sitting in the Arlington Hotel in Hot Springs, right? I'm with my buddy Bob. We're talking about a friend of his named Carla. She worked for PBS. She did work for Bill Moyers, and she's got a film at this film festival. So we're talking about her. And lo and behold, in the front door walks Carla, and she sits down and she tells us all about her film, and she's got a film at the film festival. And so I scored 2 tickets tomorrow to see her film. It's called The Gas Station Attendant.
Wow.
It's about her father, and she's a very beautiful woman. She's part Filipino and she's part Indian. So I'm
Wow.
excited to get to go to this film tomorrow.
I
Any
take it her
idea
father was a
what
gas
the
station attendant.
do you have
Yeah,
any idea
apparently.
about the film? Is it comedy, drama, or
It's just inspired by her father. It's I don't know.
You'll
I don't
have
know
to come
anything
back
about it.
next week and give us a review.
I'll give you a review next
It's
week.
going to be
I have
kind of
no
interesting.
clue.
What'll it be, sir? Unleaded or leaded?
I mean, in today's world, that person would be a hose technician, and
Yeah.
so
A hose technician. Yeah.
You still have them in Oregon.
Yeah.
yes, they have. I
Yeah,
could do something
no,
about
no.
Oregon and Oregon. Yeah, okay. Anyway,
Yeah,
Oregon.
yeah. They're frog technicians in Oregon right now. So
You can pick
hey,
though.
Gregory,
You
what's up
can
with
actually
Haircut 100?
you can fill your own gas if you want to. It's optional now.
Well, that all depends. In New Jersey, you can't. I believe New Jersey, they still fill your tanks up, but there's probably some other states that do that as well.
Well, it used to be that way in Oregon, but now depending on there's the self-serve island and there's the full-serve island, and whichever one you pull up to is what you're going to get.
wow.
Yeah, they don't even offer.
They don't give a shit in Florida.
In Los Angeles, I think you'd really be hard pressed to find a full service island or even one pump that was full service.
Yeah,
I
I
know
don't
one
think
gas
I've
station.
known
I
that
know
any.
one gas station that does it. That's it, and it's located
They
in a
should do
high
it.
area.
They should do it in Florida because, like, if I was there, I would not want to get out of the air conditioning
Ah,
and fill up the tank. I'd be like, go ahead.
Yeah, but you have to shut off the car. Even down here where it's so humid, you still have to shut off the car. You don't want to be blown
yeah,
up.
but the weight is so much. Getting out of the car and going to a humidor and then into air conditioning. That time length is so much shorter than waiting to fill up your gas tank.
Mhm. What's the weather like right now and where you are, Greg?
It's absolutely brilliant. Florida weather. It was 68 degrees. It's Kurt's weather. 68 degrees in the morning. It went up. The high was 81. Absolutely brilliant. 49% humidity with a breeze. Yeah, buddy. And it's
I
going
used to
pressure?
dream
crazy
about
now.
that. I
It's
used to dream about that. Look what it is here. And I've got the air conditioning on.
Wow.
This is the air with the air conditioning, so
Oh,
it's
that's
like,
with air. Because you guys are coming into the warm season now.
well, we are in the rainy season right now.
Yeah,
So it's been
yeah.
raining here. Look, 81 degrees and 73% humidity. It's insane,
but
but you don't feel it.
you're just trading degrees for humidity coming from Las Vegas to Juan.
I prefer this weather over the true heat. I mean, this way you could, it's just it doesn't really bother you because you dress appropriately.
You
Yeah.
still have your place in Vegas, Jan?
Yeah, we still have, yeah, of course.
All right.
Yeah. Still have my place in Vegas. The
Hope
market,
someone's
the
taking
Las
care of it
Vegas
for you.
real estate market is really hurting right now.
Oh man, yeah.
Well,
All of
I've
Vegas
seen
is,
a
I hear.
number. Sorry, I've seen a number of articles talking about kind of like this Vegas reset where the price of food and kind of like every experience is just too high, and people have kind of like had enough. Can
Yep.
anyone comment on that?
Well, I would think that we had such a rush. Like when I moved over from Los Angeles,
This is
you
the
know,
quickest way to clear out stuck poop.
Oh,
what
it
that
is the
is the
quickest
class
way
way
to
to get.
clear out stuck poop. I tell you what,
Yeah,
just get that fucker in there and just spit it out. That's what I say.
yeah. Anyway, is anybody watching the ball game other than Kurt? I mean,
I
what's going
am.
on?
The
What's going
Mariners
on? We're
just
in well,
slapped a
we're not in the
homer,
World
two
Series yet,
runs.
are we?
Yeah, two
Justin
run.
Bieber's brother is pitching for Toronto. So
Oh,
Wow.
well, I don't know. I got to tell you,
Yes.
I'm sorry, Kurt, that my Buccaneers beat your Seahawks. But Baker Mayfield was.
Yeah, but we're 4-1 now, I think.
So we're
Beat
5-1
Jacksonville.
now.
Speaking of sports in Las Vegas, Jan, your WNBA Vegas Aces
Yep.
won 4 straight games over the Phoenix team,
Yep.
but Indiana almost beat Vegas in the series before that. They were 1 minute away from beating Vegas.
Yep.
Vegas pulled it out in the final pivotal game, so Vegas went on to the finals, and then they ran off four wins in a row over Phoenix. So
and isn't Caitlin
congratulations, Jan.
injured?
I guess you're a big Vegas sports fan, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God,
Caitlin
yeah,
got
yeah,
injured.
yeah. What's
Yeah.
the Kings, the
Wasn't
Diamondbacks?
Caitlin
I don't know what
Caitlin
teams we
got
got.
injured, right, for Indiana?
Caitlin had a groin injury, terrible.
Yeah.
She
So
was out for the whole
she's
season
oh
practically.
wow. Okay, so she didn't play at
And
all.
and Lexi Hall, gorgeous Lexi Hall, gorgeous blonde girl. She came to Austin the other day. She was at the ACL festival. You know, we have this big music festival every year, and she was there. Man, she played out an outstanding game for the Fever in that series against Vegas.
Well,
She
you
was
have South
terrific.
by Southwest there too, as well.
Yeah, we have South by, but they just tore down the entire convention center. It's like 2 square blocks. So
Why?
they have no place to have it for the next 4 years. Why? Because they don't like it anymore. They want something bigger, greater, better,
Yeah.
some crazy
And so they couldn't
architectural
find
new
another
age
spot
thing,
to build a new
Yeah.
one.
How much public
No, they
money?
tore
Yeah.
it down, completely ripped it down.
Wow, that's a
Rubble.
big decision.
Yeah.
Huge.
Stadium politics / money is serious business right now.
That's why I just
Uh,
said how much public money did they put into that?
yeah.
Because
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, well,
They're
they can
already
afford it in
talking about
Texas.
tearing down Raymond James Stadium, which is 1/3 public funded over 25 years, and we're year 18 into it. And
Who's
they're
Raymond
saying
James? Who is Raymond James? Or
I
who
don't know
was
who
Raymond
Raymond
James?
James is. It's a financial
it's a
a
bank.
management firm. No, it's not a bank. They're a financial management firm. Fund management.
It's
Like-
some guy
So, in
with
other
two.
words, they
It's a guy
pay
with-
for the naming rights.
The guy with 2 first names, Jan.
Exactly. Yeah, it can be
They
James
use-
Raymond or Raymond James.
I use Raymond James.
Yeah.
Looking out okay.
Yeah. They're good. I like them better than Schwab.
Wow.
I'll tell you
Yeah,
what's
but
a
I like
good-
Schwab's commercials.
What's a good stock right now are these rare earths, because
Too late
everybody's
to get
saying
into
rare
them.
earths, and
Yeah.
domestically, if you can find a good rare earth company in the U.S., you're in good shape.
I think
Well, what
I
I've
think
been
Dave used
going
to mix
into,
for rare earth, didn't you? Did you ever mix rare earth, Dave? No, he never.
No.
Oh, he didn't.
do you know when they had
I
their
hear
big
there's
hit?
a lot of rare earth minerals in Wagga Wagga. I think they're just those mining companies there are just waiting to just drill some big holes for some of that rare earth, and maybe there's an opal vein and all of that.
Well, I think
What do
there's
you
all
think
of
about
those,
that, Wayne?
and a bit of gold, and there's all of those things.
Yeah.
There's quite a bit of gold here, I think.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I did mix rare. And I never did mix rare earth, but mandrel and rare earth used to work together all the time.
Yep.
So, and I don't remember which one headlined. Might have been rare earth, but
They
I
switched back and
signed
forth a lot.
I signed the guitar player from Rare Earth to RSO Records when I was doing A&R, Paul Warren. You know, he was like a child virtuoso. At 13, he was in Rare Earth. He played, and he also actually at 13 he played with Papa. Was a Rolling Stone. That
What
was
was
his
their big hit?
at 13.
What was Rare Earth's big hit?
I just want to celebrate.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I just
Get
want.
ready.
I actually played
Get
that
ready,
track
Get ready, yeah,
at
get
my
ready.
last show. Yeah, I got a band that plays that track. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And
That-
Gregory, can we get an update on Haircut 100?
I tell you what,
Hello.
Hey,
Hey, buddy. Greg
Hello.
here.
Good to see you all.
it looks
I
like you got a Haircut 100.
It costed me 100, but it was worth it. I am back from tour about a week and a half ago now, and it was a great run. I was very happy. I learned a lot of lessons, obviously not audio related, but all the other ones. Yeah. Interpersonal and such dynamics with my tour management and etc. And it was a very valuable
People are
experience.
people, baby. People are people.
And I am just patiently waiting for this next phone call. And it was great experience to be in a different house every day with different PAs to polish my system engineering skills and learn new things. I was very grateful for that. Couple of surprise phone calls from Rat or from Acoustics because their systems were in the house and they were perfectly tuned. So I got an opportunity to chat with people who actually hang those systems in the house to thank them for their work.
wow.
That was a very good moment to me. And yeah, the band was super happy and I got invited for the next tour. So it was great.
Congratulations.
Good for
So
you,
let
buddy.
me
That's
ask you
awesome.
something. Of all the rooms you went to a lot of rooms. What were the similarities? What were the similarities that you found when you arrived?
Stage hands who were supposed to know how to patch audio and who unfortunately did not know how to patch a single cable.
And that was in every venue you went to.
Almost. It was a commonality that I had to supervise. Hey guys, the excess of XLR actually is being left by the source, not at the box.
Right.
Things like that. What else? Similarities. Every room had their own challenges with physicalities or the room design that the PA installer had to overcome. So every room had some very unique problem solving to the physical issues of either subs deployment or how do we do rigging with the difficult roofing situation, or we don't have rigging point, how do we make it happen? But we just got $250,000 to buy a new PA and we really want to buy and hang it. So I was seeing some very interesting solutions, and that also kept me on my toes because I had to retune my system every day. Only once I did not have a touch the L-Acoustic system that was perfectly deployed. I was so happy. Also in Del Mar, I was having a great time because Sound Image installed the system and I just know what my boys do. And that was easy day in the office. So yeah, those were the similarities. And every single time I had this little meet and greet with the crew, introduce myself, and I always had to say, if I speak fast, please remember, I have an accent. I might sound standoffish. It's not the purpose. I'm just trying to get things done. And we had a great time. Couple complaints.
Oh, really? Did people notice you had an accent? I don't know.
And I'm curious, did you mix Howard or did they have somebody else come in after you to mix Howard?
Yes, Howard was mixed by Chicky Reeves, who was the last engineer to actually work for Prince.
Oh,
Yeah.
and used the same console you were on, or they had separate gear?
We had identical consoles, separate consoles, of course, but we mixed identical consoles. Alan Heath, CDI
Watch where you're going.
1500.
Watch where you're going. Don't look at the screen. We know you're here. Just watch the road, man. That's the last thing I want to do is be a witness to an accident.
So you
You know,
had
that's it.
yours all patched out and figured out for haircut, and then they had theirs all figured out for Howard, and that was that.
Yes. And the most amazing part, and I don't think I will ever experience that again. Hopefully I will. Howard's crew were so awesome that they would allow me to set my stage and run my snakes almost 20 minutes after they started.
Yeah.
We were working in tandem with each other. There was no, oh, you guys have to wait until we're done with sound check. No, Howard was actually on stage, and I could still do my work behind the drum set if I needed to. And there was no ego, or no,
That's
distancing.
a tour to be on,
Yeah,
that was
professional
lovely.
courtesy at its finest. I love it.
And you know what? Everybody was in Great Britain. I was from Poland. My guy, monitor engineer, was from Nashville. We got along so well. And my monitor engineer, it was also his first tour. And he did amazing. 20 years old kid, trained by Sound Image, did the studio work in the past. Fantastic attitude. Everybody loved him. I'm so proud of him, and that I've hired him. He also got invited for the next tour whenever they come back to US. And Howard's crew also loved the guy. Obviously, I did not confess to anybody that it was my first tour as well, but everybody thought that, oh, I must know the road well because I did okay.
Well, you're a Sound Image guy,
Yeah.
so of course you're good.
Yeah,
No,
once you get hired by the company, you represent that company, and all of the experience. All the experience. Well, what I found is that once you say you're from a company, let's say Sound Image, that gives you the credibility of who you are. Just in real life, when I work,
you still got to have the credits, though.
Yeah, well, you have to prove yourself then.
Congratulations, Gregory. That's a great job, buddy.
Thank you.
Well,
for this tour,
and I'll bet anything that your contact database really expanded. In the old days, I'd say, hey, you really must have added a lot to your Rolodex, but who the fuck knows what a Rolodex is these days?
I do. I still have it. I had one great moment with engineer in, I think, Ameristar Casino. We had an excess of time, and we actually put a Alan Parsons CD in his player, and we listened to the almost 8 songs out of it because the system was so well done. And he said, this is what I use to tune my system. And we just ran the songs and told ourselves stories. I listened to his stories from his touring live and military as well. So we connected on that level too, because I used to serve in a civilian. And it was such an amazing time together. I enjoyed that even a little bit more than touring itself. The conversations, the connections, hearing people's stories, making that eye contact and knowing like, okay, we're on the same page. We understand each other as people. These were great moments to me as well. I will never forget those.
And can you just let us know how it went with the spatial audio? Because I know that was
Okay, so that was the one gig that I had to rent the gear locally because I left everything in Utah, and it went back to Nashville on the bus. Unfortunately, we had a lot of miscaps with the splitter. It was not passing audio. Some channels are not passing 48. And I lost about an hour and a half with local crew. And also, I don't want to say publicly, but the patching work left a lot of questions. And we had to redo a lot of things, also cable management at the venue. So I lost a lot of time. I did not have a chance to do as long as a sound check as I wanted to, but I still managed to do to put my objects in the map, to do spacing. And after all, the room was way smaller than I expected too. The room was very small. So it was not put in a full effect, and it was more of a bar-ish environment, club-ish. So with that being said, I don't think anybody really noticed that it was spatial audio, and I did not have to stress that much about it. It was a great experience because I got to know the interface. The house engineer was extremely helpful and very kind to explain to me everything that was going on with that system. And thanks to that, I had an easy time deploying my mix and deploy my mixing strategy, I should say. But next time, I will just insist of bringing my gear there, flying it or whatever, and not have to rely on local rentals, because turned out that New York was not very kind in that regard. I was trying to call the house who was renting me gear, and I'm saying, could anybody turn the console on, because I am in huge traffic. I will not make it on time to test it myself. Can just anybody do me a favor and turn it on and off? And I've been given such a huge attitude about, this is not our job. Who do you think you are? Why would you even do that? The gear works. Like, we have the gear. The gear is gonna work. So
the gear worked last week.
Yeah, exactly. So I had a very, very hard time explaining to them that it's a trust but verify attitude, and it's not a personal thing. And at the end, I had a lot of troubles on the side. Oh well, lesson learned. But aside from that, great experience. I love the system, love the deployment. Had it been a bigger room and a different time schedule, I would have had a greater time. But at least first gig is done. I will know better for the next one.
Well, there you go. You learned a lot, and you learned what worked, and most importantly, you learned what didn't work. And that is a lot of learning. That's a lot of learning, buddy.
Oh no,
a lot of learning.
That sounds awesome, man. That just sounds like you had a great experience.
And the one thing I'm grateful the most, everybody was just kind people on the bus, on the second bus. We actually visited each other's buses a couple times a night, hanging out together, hanging out on the days off, even though our hotels were different for the Howard's crew and our crew. We found each other, would go by the lakes, hang out. Amazing, such amazing people. I really would love to do a tour again with them.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. Thanks for sharing that story.
Thank
That's
you.
really, really cool.
Thank you.
You know,
yeah, Gregory's Howard's videos that he put out publicly, I saw that there were mixed crews there. You know, when he was walking around that outdoor venue, wherever it was, that was a wacky gig for y'all. But
oh my goodness,
yeah. But you know, he was walking around, and I could see the different crews. Everybody's walking around going, well, it is what it is, you know.
You know, when I saw that PA deployment, I was like, can we possibly raise this PA a little bit? And then once I found out that because of budgeting issues or whatever the issue was, it is gonna be what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, well, let's just deploy everything that I have learned so far about acoustics, and mathematics and physics and mixing in one gig, and just figure out how not to wreck this train, because the flattering echo was just killing both of me and Chicky. But it is what it is, as you say. So
and just curiously, when in I don't know, how many of the venues had systems engineers that knew what was going on?
Luckily, most of them. And most of the time, it was a front of house engineer who was a systems SE at the same time. Only one venue, both Howard's front of house and me look at each other like, ooh, we're in a tough spot, because the guy did not know how to use the XTA console switcher that he had installed. I'm not going to name the venue.
Yes,
just
good.
to show respect. But only once we had this experience that we were like, okay, we somehow have to take over without being overstepping our boundaries. The rest of the venues were amazing. I really loved the support. I I was actually fortunate to know most of the people who deploy those systems. And I was able to have a very easy time with them. Once I said, who do I work for? Half of the time we had mutual friends somewhere down the road, from the road. And that just created the atmosphere of mutual respect and mutual trust that, okay, you know what you're doing. Here's my computer. Do what you need to do.
Greg,
You
what
know, when I
cities?
was doing this originally, way before you, we had to bring our own boxes to every venue. No venue had their own boxes. We bring our own boxes. And so now, now every venue has its own speaker system. And usually those speaker systems are tuned to the room. So usually, that's
But
where you're coming into a tuned room, and it's up to you to bring your own sound into that room with a tuned
David's a
system.
master at that, being the console hopper with Hotel California.
What I've found is that most rooms sound great. When I don't even bother listening to music much anymore. I just start the sound check and work with that. And in general, if I find that there's a little too much high end over more than a couple of mics, I'll get to the overall system EQ. But basically, I just do it on each input, and I end up, it sounds great by the time I'm ready to do a show.
I have to say, one stressful moment I had was in a House of Blues Anaheim, because my percussionist told me that, hey, my teacher is here today in the crowd. And I'm like, who's your teacher? Like,
Oh, unfortunately, he's breaking up right now.
He's the $6 million man. He's breaking up.
I said I had a stressful moment because one of the venues I had Santana's percussionist literally behind my back listening to my mix. Ooh. And I did have percussion on stage with me. And to add to that, we are having Santana's account as a sound image. So it was like, okay, now somebody really can make a phone call and it's gonna be good or bad. But luckily he really loved the mix. He was mentoring the percussionist who I actually had in my band. So he was a teacher and student relationship. And I got to hang out with this guy later on that night. Yeah. It was very sweet. That's man. Cool. I think I have a picture somewhere to share with you too. Let me find it for you.
Well, that's a great story. But actually, we're going to be having to say goodbye to the listening audience, and we'll stay in the room. But before I do, as I always will do, is there anybody that wants to say anything to the public before we go back into our private little shell?
Arrivederci, mi amore.
Well, thank you, everybody, for watching today, our 281 consecutive shows.
Good night from
281, baby.
Venice, Chris.
Huh?
Good night from Palisades, Venice.
Yes.
That's all right. Hey, everybody talking an accent.
Da Venezia.
That's all right. That's all right. Hey.
Good night from the Hot Springs Film Festival in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
And next week we will have a review of My Father, the gas station attendant. There you go.
You sure
so
will.
We're looking forward to that.
Count on it.
Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Remember, you make it happen. Have a great week. Everything you heard today is an opinion, so do your own research. And like I said, remember, you make it happen. Have a great week. Make it happen. And, click the like button, hit the bell button so you know when we're going live, although it's every week at 5:05 on YouTube, but the room opens at 4:45. If you want to join us, DM any one of us. And until next week, you make it happen. So go out and make it happen. And we are off the air, or we will be in a second. Bye, everybody.
So, Greg, tell us.
We are off.